Hello folks, and welcome to another series with me, North Dakota from North Dakota Gaming, and we're going to look at Let's Play Software Inc. on our road to £1 billion. So, what do you think we should do first? Do you think we should try and, well, first things first, probably try and create a kind of company name and person, founder, but I do believe we probably should look at contract work first, at least for the short, medium term. Build up some capital to look at making my own software, eventually moving into hardware later on. Let's see how we got on though. So, let's see how we got on with a road to £1 billion. Let's go. So, I created a guy earlier on. As you may know, my name is Gary, but obviously my handle's North Dakota. So we'll go from there. So I've created a kind of wacky looking character. We'll go with fast learner, and I'll go fix. We'll go under the weather when raining, and we'll go for drags in more dirt. In fact, no, we won't. We'll go for slow. We'll play the game on impossible, and I'll start with a small one. We're going to call it Dakota Soft. Very imaginative, I know. And we will look at, right, so we'll probably do fairly balanced. And I will go for support. I'm going to go for creativity being visionary. So we can look at the increased creative process, looking at obviously the royalties, prior office and IP ownership side of things. Which I think is quite interesting, to be honest with you. Obviously this say they are to get 5% gross revenue, which is pretty cool actually. I'm a bit worrying for the balance sheet, but we'll see how that goes. So we'll go with that. And in Dakota Soft, we'll go with one founder, although it probably should do two. Balance out the workload. Oh no, do you know what? We'll be a one-man operation, one-man band. One-man band. And let's go with the... What should we start with? You know what? I'll go here. The one uncle's house rental. We'll try that. So we'll start with a small one, an impossible. Okay, I didn't load a save, but we'll see how that goes. So, it's a little house with a fairly reasonable sized car park, to be honest with you. Obviously we're working in the converted garage, so that's fine. Well, we're going to have a look at... Oh, there's actually a basement. Huh. Quite cool actually. So our first room we get... No, it's not that one. We should start with a room. Let's see. I've never used this one before, so it's kind of fairly interesting. I would have thought we'd have started with... Clearly not. So what I will do then, I guess I'll just... That's quite a lot of money rent though, isn't it? 1,000. That's just tiny. That'd be... I'm not going to put myself in a little cupboard. I'm not Harry Potter. for the purpose of this, we'll go with that, right? I'll waste that little small room. I'm just going to literally put a table and chairs in it and probably not a lot else. I'm going to make it a black, no, white table actually. Oh, white table with, I like that idea. Lower drawers, we'll go with that. And yeah, I'm gonna go with that. And I'm gonna give myself the ergonomic chair, because why not? I'm gonna just slightly change that to a white chair with a black frame. And computer, I'm gonna get myself a lamp. Shell lamp or plant? Oh, let's go for a plant, a wee plant. A clock, because obviously we're gonna be always clock watching. But more importantly, I want a cat. Cat over here. We'll put a lamp in the corner. Why not actually, why not? That's nice actually, go with that. It's very white actually, isn't it? I should probably change this to something a bit funkier. Okay. And I will be a calculator. This will be assigned to me. Not that it really matters at the moment. Add that style. And before we do anything, what we're going to have to do is change the team. I'm going to be slave labour. I'll work like a horse at the moment. I'm going to let it skip to the next day, and then we're going to start looking at software. So early on, what you're going to really want to do is try and get as much experience as possible. Get yourself through the to the higher echelons or levels or skills, and obviously have some money behind you. That's the plan. Try and always do it two iterations on these, and do a healthy amount towards that, and then issue it like that. Outstanding, and obviously the more outstanding work you do, this part here, business reputation will increase, meaning we get higher value contracts. Quite a bit. Let's do a bit of art actually. Let's see how much art we can do. Remember, with art, there's no bugs, so it's purely just getting this as high as we can. Really, go with that. Outstanding, good. It's also helping increase my kind of skills. The plan is to try and get enough money to buy out my loan, and what do you guys think? Do you think I should try and invest in companies, try and get a bit of a bonus, or just save up and then get my own kind of software? Ideally, I'd like to go for a 2D editor to start off with. That would probably be a good idea, good starting point. But I don't know. I really don't know actually. I'll have a think about it. Because ultimately, you want to have enough capital behind you to keep your company afloat. But at the same time, what you're wanting to do is have a plan for the future. Because at the moment, I can't really afford to have any employees. Fortunately, I don't pay for myself. The only payment I'll have to make to myself is when I retire, and obviously the 5% for any royalties that I'm a lead designer for. But otherwise, it doesn't really matter. You're probably thinking, can you try and do 2 of these? Well, I'm not that quick yet. It looks quicker because obviously I'm running in the max speed, but if I'd done 2 at the same time, my character would complain of being In fact, he shouldn't actually complain because he's got multitasking skill, doesn't he? For support. I'll try doing 2 art at the same time and see how that goes. We'll try 1 interaction. Right, so we've met the standard for that. Met the standard for this. Right, so if we promote that, yeah, okay, fair enough. And it wasn't that much difference in money wise, because I'm going to try that one. That one's a little bit more complicated because it's mediocre, but it's got minimum progress. It's slightly higher. The more valuable the contract, the more harsher the penalties. So you do need to be mindful of that, and cost per bug. Now, cost per bug for art isn't a thing, so don't need to worry about that. Right, so I'm going to work on that, and I might pick up a second continent. Yeah, no, I won't. So that's satisfactory, so I didn't meet the... We'll go try that. Too much. So you can go into your details screen and see what you're close. I'm fairly close to getting my next level of designer, which isn't so bad. I've got some experience in artist and a wee bit in programmer. I'm going to have to iterate that. No. I want to get some bugs if possible, because I don't want it to be a negative impact on business reputation. I accidentally held it. That wasn't very good. Still got it. Don't get me wrong, got some money, but it was a waste of money. Yeah, I need to work on some more of these small ones now. Get that experience. Early game, what you're doing is you're really just doing a lot of contracts to get enough money in the bank to fund your own software. But I must admit, Software Inc. it's quite a pretty cool game actually, because what we have to remember, it's only ran and created by one person. CoreDumping is quite a one-stop shop for devs. For that dev anyway. And they use that. They've got a lot of kind of roadmaps all over Trello, which walks you through different features and what the community are looking for, etc. And most of the things that the community are asking for, the devs implemented. So compared to some of the bigger development studios out there, he's doing really well for a single dev. So make sure anybody watching, make sure to go buy the game. Helps fund it a little bit more. It is a cracking game for what it is, and where it's been since alpha to now is night and day. Honestly, it is night and day. What I'm going to I've got some experience, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay back my loan, and I'm going to. I wonder. Wow, did a lot of money from that game, didn't he? I'm going to keep making some software now, because it's not software contracts, because I would like probably $250,000 in the bank. But what I'll probably do is, I don't want to keep you guys watching me just get that money. I'd probably like to skip ahead so you can see what it's like from that point on, because it's not really much fun watching me just take never-ending contracts. And don't worry about that heading back for bankruptcy. The reason for that is when you look at the balance sheet, it shows you I spent a lot more because I paid back the loan. So that's all that is. What I could do actually, my bills are 357, aren't they? So, in theory, if I keep investing my money, there will come a point whereby my interest on my investments will actually cover my bills. But my bill at this point, to be fair, isn't very high. It's only 357, yeah. So I invested 30 grand there, and you'll be able to see in a minute or two what that equates to in interest. So 357.56. So you're talking about another, yeah, so probably 120 grand or so. 4 times that? No, it's actually no. It's probably no. It won't be 4 times that. 6 times that. Cause yeah, 6 times that should cover it. So what we need then is to keep doing some lovely contracts. I'm going to work on that. So I'm running this game in vanilla. I'm not running it on any mods. I have got a few mods for this, making it more difficult, but I don't want to run any mods for this series. I want to make it fairly vanilla, so you can see the state of the game currently, and if you're interested in playing or not. So programming is really, my registry is pretty decent. Right, do another logistics application. It does tell you on these how many programmers it's expecting you to have, etc. So it's quite good to look at it. Oh, something's broke. That's my lamp. So what I'm going to do is temporarily call in a maintenance person, which costs a lot of money. But I should be able to pay for it through this month. It shouldn't be that expensive. So it cost 120. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Right, where are we sitting here? So I can educate and put a point in design. I'm about to get another one, so I'll hold off for a minute. See, that's tempting. I know it's a lot of money, but I won't be able to cope with it, will I? I'll hold off at the moment. Because you can min-max a little bit. You could get to the top contracts, get the very big because you always get an upfront kind of fee, get that, fail it, and then go back to doing basic ones. So you're kind of min-maxed and got the money. I'm not saying that's the best way to do it, but you can. So in theory, if I took that right now, I would get 32 grand up front. I would very likely fail it and not meet the standard expected at all. So I would get a negative to my reputation. But I would still get the contracts. It's only when you drop star do you get the lower level contracts. So I have seen it before where people recommend you get into the 6 stars and then getting the 2 million, 3 million contracts, doing it, get the upfront fee, that'll give you a good chunk of money to survive to do your own first software, and then basically default in a way, because you'll go down the bad reputation part, but you also have the capital in your bank, which will get enough of the capital to start up your own software. So there's benefits there. But at the moment, what I also need the experience. I'm just trying to get as much as possible. Then we might look at that just to get some extra capital. I mean, you could borrow money, but the interest rates are pretty high. If you look here, so I could borrow 600,000, but it would cost me. It would cost me, what's that? For over 5 years, 3.5% interest, which is 31 grand a month. meaning it would actually total cost 1.86 million. So 3 times. Don't really feel like having that much money in debt, especially when it's only me. I've not got any software. Don't get me wrong, when we're on our road to 1 billion, which this is technically speaking the first step towards it, but, we will be talking big money, but right now that's a bit scary, because talking about 1.8 million in debt, that's crippling, that's what that is. One risk though, when the higher you got the contracts, you'll start to get less and less smaller contracts. So, well, at some point I'm going to have to take a big one and fail it just to get the cat money, and then, but it's just something you have to do. But ideally, my skills are a little better, and we can go from there. So I'm going to see, what's my education like now? Can I have, it's 1 available, but when am I getting my second one? Imminently, okay. I'll try and go for 2. I'll just maybe do 1 iteration. That's nearly done. What you can do is you can pause one to get that done and go to another, like that. Some days it can be beneficial to pick and choose when you're doing something. So there you go. I'm now 4 stars in, and my maximum is 340,000, minimum is now 8. So, swings and roundabouts. You have to kind of bear that in mind. Obviously, the higher you go, the less of the small ones you get. Because as you've seen there, that one there was talking about having 5 people. I'm a single person. So, it is interesting. But obviously it does say minimum progress 70%. It must be good quality rating. You can review it with the client. It tells you what they think it is. And then you can iterate it to meet the required standard. A bit like you can for your own games and things. I'm wondering, I might try one of these actually. Seven months is quite a long time, isn't it? Do you know what? I will try it. And what I'll do is I can invest all of the money hoping that'll be enough to keep me afloat. Okay, we did say almost. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to withdraw a little bit. And what we're doing now, we're just playing a waiting game. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you guys back when it's actually at 1 month, and we'll see how much progress we get. Speak soon. So welcome back, folks. So we've got 1 month left. Well, 2 months if you count. Obviously, this is month 2. It's month 1 and month 0. And we're kind of getting there. So I'm really curious to see. I've not reviewed it because reviewing actually costs money. It comes off my total bill because I'm reviewing it back through the client. So ideally, I really need to get this up to the standard 70% and then do some bug busting before we get it send it off. Because obviously the cost of bugs, not that much, but adds up. So it's 70. Right, go promote. Inadequate. Now, to be honest with you, I'm not too displeased with that. We've still got 344,000. So I'm actually pretty happy with that actually. I'm actually tempted to, I'll do a quick cleaning IT, but I'll also get another contract. We'll go for that. So again, I will pause here and then bring us back when we're just about finished, and we'll see how much money I'm hoping to get. If I get $1 million in the bank, that's a great starting point to start the next episode. But I'll get you there and I'll speak to you shortly. Talk soon, guys. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. So again, same situation as last time. 2 months away, roughly 30% of code in, but 100% of art. So we're slowly getting there. Good news is, my invested bonds, because I invested all the money I got from the last one, is covering my bills. So right now, and it goes obviously, it increases every month, obviously the obviously interest and all that. So, and obviously maturity, when the bond actually matures, the investment actually matures, I'll get the money back. That's the interest I've currently accrued, which is good. So, obviously if I pull that out sooner than the date, then, and I've just missed it. Pay more attention. Pause while I was talking clearly, but as I was saying, if I pull that out now, then I don't get that interest. But to be honest with you, even though I was a 1 month overdue, because that was purely because I was talking, that's still a lot of money. So clearly my standard of quality work must have been fairly decent. But again, let's go back to doing some of the smaller ones to get the star rating back up. Because ideally if I get $1 million in the bank, that should be a decent amount of interest. Because right now that interest based on total of 517,000. So if we double that, it's doable. Just going to get some of these smaller contracts done though, just to get that out of the way. But overall, just a quick recap while we're here. So we started in 1980, it's 3 years in, and we have made best part of 600,000. We're not getting any loans, and it's a single man operation at the moment. I do need to send my little guy on to educate, which I'll probably do now before I've got a contract. So I'm going to probably put him in systems. He's been in system. I'll also put him in 2D. And I'll start on audio. So that means he will be away for a bit of time, but you'll see it doesn't cost me any money. I'm just going to let it run out. In fact, I could send him home maybe. Pointless now at the end of the day anyway, but so there you go. So it cost me money for the education, but other than that, it didn't cost me a penny, because obviously my interest is higher than my bills. So now my character is a little bit smarter. That seems a bit heavy, doesn't it? Go for another embedded system, and we'll do this over the 6 months, and I'll bring you guys back near the end, and that'll probably wrap up the other episode, but I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye bye. Welcome back, folks, and this will be the probably last few snippets of this episode. But we're not doing too well with this one, mainly because with a lot of bad weather, and you may remember from the start, my character doesn't perform well when it's raining, gets depressed, effectiveness drops dramatically, but overall we're doing alright. Can I cut back up this month, I guess, because it's not a day, it's a month at a time, isn't it? Really need to try and get it up to the minimum requirement and then get some bugs done. Because it's raining, it won't be performing as well, but we'll see and get it done. Good. Right, we'll get a cut of bugs done. Right, what's this shit? 200. There we go, guys. That's not bad. So with that in mind, let's deposit that right now. 876. I'll need to take a little bit out, mind you, because if you start the next day with less than the bill amount, then you'll instantly get the flag saying you've needing bankruptcy. So I need to take out a total. If I take out 300, then when the next day hits, I should be fine. But this is it for this episode so far. So I've been North Dakota from North Dakota Gaming. This is part 1 of a road to 1 billion. We're not even at, to put it in perspective, we're not even at 0.1% yet. So a little bit to go, but we'll get there. We'll see how many episodes this is and what goes on for. But it's part 1 of however many parts left to go, guys. But please let me know how you like it, and we'll play together. I've played quite a lot of Software Inc. You might not believe it by looking at it, but I have. So I know how it all works. Just need to. The new beta is a wee bit different in terms of some of the priorities, and because we're on an impossible, naturally it's a bit harder. So maybe this is the highest difficulty. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with a good restart. But we'll see you all next round. Next round? It's not boxing, but we'll see you all next episode, guys. But I've been North Dakota from North Dakota Gaming, and thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.